have 48 years for a son, so Makwaba at the bar at Chroma TV. So now your Bora is 7 money a borum. Παιχτεί Afrifa Akachitabape and the same baby and now to dry a sin Lord by election it will cost now and some of the two dano SWNI and so catcher now say NDC for they never won the by election but rather they retained their seats because we shall not NDC for net so that I know my day by election to because of Masafa Kunyana Safa and also what church say winning an election is different from retaining your seat and so on some about say but if you look at the numbers part there there's a National Democratic Congress now they lost that election but now someone do say because of me to retain your seat in say or me to me my almost sign to also can say me say after 2024 election can so with me we where Assin not no clear indication that say after 2024 me to say din kuni me the election kesi a me to masa constituency of the chief father sign say me ni na beto abonte say omuntu that they have to go back and do their homework very well and so say about abonte am so me details that say sema you the chief fan kasankasa to the to the two dano me put in some course so
easy Assin not by election. The question we are asking is, did NDC really win the by-election? That is the question we are asking. We know it. This kind of Аттимдидie is not going to stop us from speaking truth to power. Said the tier and I said the end tier. Now, Yabeko Assin by elections near share the aftermath. Did NDC really win it? But you shared the difference between retaining a seat and winning a seat. When it comes to a year, Sabio retaining a seat, if retaining a seat and winning an election are two distinct outcomes in the context of political representation and elections. Retaining a seat refers to a situation where an incumbent candidate or a political party successfully holds onto a seat they already occupy in an election. So in this case, NDC retained the seat. Winning an election pertains to the act of securing victory in an election, particularly for a candidate or a political party that was not previously in power in the particular seat or office. So your bisa question say, NDC retained seat and now winning a seat or election. NDC did not win. That is one. Two. Say NDC winning part, you question the details of the numbers. Makachemu focus. Who pay attention to the details of the numbers and who realizes that NDC won but lost. Tienyo, I'm not here to say anything against the NDC. I said NDC won but lost. Even if we are to take in the context that NDC won, if you look at the numbers very well, Yadika establishes that there is a clear difference between retaining a seat and winning a seat. NDC did not win, they retained their seat. But even in the retaining of the seat, let's look at the numbers and you will realize that there was a problem somewhere. There was a problem somewhere, which I believe the NDC must go back to the drawing board. Now, share what the problem is. I keep on telling the NDC, more campaign strategy must change. Now, Yanko Assin not by election. Now, Yansha, the results are if we Assin not by election by year. But before that, Yanko a year 2012. Now, Yanko Assin not. Assin not a year constituency, no. In fact, from 1992, MPP a Winnie NDC a Winnie forget Sena a bo a year Canada Japan constituency mu, and ye chair muna Canada Japan one be ye Assin Central, Emma Assin North eted ho. So ye create Assin North no in 2012 for 2012 out of Canada Japan constituency, and ye chair. So ye read Assin North election 2012 project Assin North election 2012 no one year radio. Osha Assin North election 2012. They were winning here NDC for Ambre Samuel NDC ni onya 14,338. Pay attention, focus. Ebenezer Apiakubi MPP nya 12,281. Pay attention to the numbers. So in 2012 NDC won the seat. 2012 na yete Assin North you can say constituency every Canada Japan hono NDC winning seat with 14,338 followed by MPP with 12,281 but look at the voter turnout. The voter turnout was total vote cast was 27,763. Now, Yanko a year 2016. 2016 Assin North by-election. During 2016, NDC lose vote. Pay attention. Ora Ambre Samuel. Obianim said 2016. Now there was a wind of change blowing. Most of the seats FLA off. So 2016, Assin North seat no ana NDC Ambre Samuel Ekurano. Olusu vote from 14,000 Tieheyi. The entire NDC must go back to the drawing board. Olusu vote from 14,000 plus to 10,751. So Olusu about 4,000 votes. Now election be Olusu voter. One will expect that the vote in Olusu will go to your opponent. So if you look at the reflection in 2016, MPP Fonya 12,000 in 2012, but because Ambesam will lose votes in 2016, Ekoka and MPP Fonya MIA moving from 12,000 to 15,553. That is about 3,000 a year vote addition. Now, you're moving for a year 2020. 2020 election, then James ॼahocking comes to the scene. 2020 election, away from 2012, away from 2016. James ॼahocking of the NDC. Ebe movie NDC vote free 10,000 in 2016. And they call all the way to 17,000. Everybody knows that ॼahocking and Krofono I want to ॼahocking nasem. Tienio. Akufo winning elections in a year Assin North. But ॼahocking winning a year the parliamentary elections. Now MPP for Abner Drowa Mensa wanunya 15,000 in 2016. The vote to set free 15,000. About 14,000. But they can't say any election be annual. Elect a candidate by Akube Lusubu, the vote must transfer into a year. You can say the next candidate. Now, total vote cast, pay attention. 2020 election total vote cast was 31,691. Pay attention to this. Focus. 31,691. James ॼahocking of the NDC nya 17,498. Abner Drowa Mensa of the MPP nya 14,193. Don't forget say in 2016 candidates biki kanwo munye nya kakra. Sa candidates ni nyina appear wa hadinti no. E ma James ॼahocking ni vote no e ko soro pa. Abner Drowa Mensa de esotei. It's understandable. Esotei ya na koka James ॼahocking de ho. Now surprisingly, nearly 3 to 4 years down the lane, yasa ko by election. Tieheyo. NDC a year candidate. 2023 by election James ॼahocking. NDC Ababio. Charles Opoku of the MPP Abba. Benis Enyonam, of course, insignificant number of 87. Now, Osha 2020 election, total votes cast was 31,691. Osha by election now, total vote cast was 30,418, representing 74.something% of the total voter register. So Osha Nipa a better aba from a year 2020 and 2023 no. The difference is not much. Obianim say by election be the voter turnout low. But this particular one, the voter turnout was very high. Just like Kumawu. Surprisingly, James ॼahocking na wonya 17,498. About 2023 by-election, James ॼahocking enya 17,245. Tia ahane nyansa ewo. So obi a wonya 17,498. Now about next election no wonya 17,245. Vote in this water. One fam yanka ho. The one wo mu say MPP Charles Opoku fa MPP for vote from 14,193. Tienyo. And what they buy a year 12,630. That means over 2,000 vote plus. And that MPP elusu. A year then MPP to me elusu over 2,000 plus votes within a space of 3 years. But Ama Meka NDC vote. You pay attention. So what about election? Voter turnout was very good, 74%. Also, the margin of a vote cast the previous election and this election is about nearly 1,000. That means nipa bebre paper betray. Just as and to talk of a constituency where President Mahama Akko, where Assin Akko, where all the big wigs of the NDC Akko campaign. Now, mind me for just a single vote. And come previous vote. Or you like say, oh, anyway, Yanko Kumawu, Yanko Radio, but mention Kumawu a dynamics. Yanko Kumawu, now Kumawu, Yabasha Bear from 2016, yeah, Hadia. Yanko Kumawu 2016, Kumawu. Now, when you go to Kumawu elections, 2016, Philip Basua 21,794. Emmanuel William Amwako enya 5,899. Opoku Che Clifford enya of course insignificant. But Yanko 2020 Kumawu by election 2020 Philip Basua lusu a lot of votes to the independent candidate of Kwakubia 11,000 and you can feel it. NDC Bernard Opoku Mafo lusu over 3,000 votes and the kind independent candidate in India. Philip Basua lusu vote. I can say NDC Lusu vote. The independent candidate got it. Now let's come to the by-election of Kumawu Hadia. When the independent candidate lost significant amount of votes, who won? Who gained those votes? 15,000 plus. When NDC lost significant amount of votes, so MPP could move their votes from a year 14,000 in 2020 election to a year 2023 by-election to 15,000. So they added votes. NDC, on the other hand, Assin did not add a single vote to. That is why I keep telling the NDC that your campaign should be all-inclusive, rather than being tribalistic, tribal segregation, and being antagonistic against the views of other people. Other than that, you will win. And don't make it look like the Assin by-election is a reflection of what will happen in the general election. It is never a reflection of what will happen in the general election. In any case, Assin Akufo-Addo Ewini 2020, Ewini 2016. Candidate when one Assin for the penasem. That's a fact. Now, you're moving with the general election. General election, 2008, the first round, Akufo-Addo took the lead. After 8 years of MPP governance and then so the next election, let NDC not think that it's going to be a walkover because Oko Assin not to crowd. One to me and for a single vote and can't vote. A single vote. A single vote went me and so for the NDC, this is not to make you look any type of way. The question we are asking is, did you really win? I believe that you guys must go back to the drawing board. Obviously, we know why MPP lost a lot of votes. MPP. You rough. But MPP lose vote. Now want to mean fan can with the F1. Then you should know there is a problem somewhere. Eti mo campaign na mo ye na aya temdidie nkwa. I think you guys must go back to the drawing board. Mo man krofo mo won ye nkrofo ahi. Eti MPP won ye hi ye ntoma no, but mo so ye ntoma mo. But you need to be able to get independent people. I said that you need to be able to be MPP for Bufusi and Trouble. So to get them on your election. So I said not by election. The question we are asking is, did NDC really win?
Ano any chimu kesi 亚hocking Afrifa so dia ba bonten efa ya Assin not by election kesi to me course na NDC for the ye say they won the election they be also want to me win this election they just retain their seat and no so say what dia ba bonten am so di ebrem but mo kwa bonten ye mo ko back enko ye homework here na che so mo to me ye de nyemfa to mo to my pa friend no so say papa eso etua so e di tu dia nti go to my comment section na also Papa Chrewa won Seat-Okatakyie Afrifa editu dia na me abra so wetuma kenkan e dia ma wa ha e akroma TV so me de kasebo ye bam within e de obenge bo sechi makram